I'm so sad this is over.
Thank you, dude.
What's up, guys? So today, look at this. Just look at this video. I'm honestly pretty excited to be here. John,
We're in Spain right now.
no, we're not. We are in your studio, which I'm super excited. I'm kind of nervous, so if I sound nervous, you probably can relate to me being here. Today we're talking about iPadOS. Today, iPadOS is released. Technically, the time that we're filming this, it's not. But for you, now it is, so you guys can download it all right now. Are you excited for iPadOS?
I am stoked for iPadOS.
So I've actually been using, the beta. You've been using it too. And I've been using it for quite some time now. So today I just wanted to chat.
Yeah.
And just talk a little bit more about iPadOS.
Let's go.
So, mouse support. What are your thoughts on mouse support? Have you been using it? Have you been liking it?
Yeah, for me, it's still been a little weird, but I've always tried to embrace the iPad as an iPad. So, especially for video editing, I've actually, weirdly enough, liked the pencil better than a mouse. But it's nice that it's there, and for people who want it, it's cool.
Yeah, I feel like it's really useful for some occasions. For example, for students, people who write documents.
Right.
If you want to edit something with your finger, like with the keyboard, with
Yeah.
tapping and then the magnifying glass, it just feels so natural to finally, have just a mouse like a, like a computer. So.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I think it was a much wanted feature that's finally there, which is cool.
And I've actually done, I don't know if you've seen, well, you probably not. I've done an iPad Pro setup, and I've done a couple before in the past, but before it was more cool than actually useful.
Right.
I've done it now with a keyboard, a mouse, and it actually makes sense now, which is, it's pretty cool. And you can use it, for a bunch of different ways. So
I'm starting to see a lot more people out there who are like dedicated to video editing with the setup.
Travis, Travis is the man. He's always using his iPad for everything, even editing.
What up, player? Yeah.
Yeah, so video editing, I've personally never gotten used to editing on the iPad.
Right.
Have you?
I like it a lot, obviously for me, because of the codecs and cameras that we use. I'm still big into computer and Final Cut.
And I'm not as professional as you, but like transitions, and I use like certain LUTs and color correction stuff that I just can't adapt to the iPad.
Right.
And that's kind of what's stopping me.
Yeah, for me, I think I've kind of almost went backwards, where I've tried to simplify my workflow to where it doesn't I try to like minimize transitions and plugins and those things. So if I can do those basics right, it applies over to the iPad. So the biggest thing with the iPad is just how fluid it is. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and for me, I've said this a bunch of times in the videos, but I love how this is like your computer and it's your iPad, and you can chill on the couch, and then later you're literally working. And that doesn't really happen with a computer,
Yeah.
The next thing is files. Files on iPadOS is so much better now. You can now import from your SD card, which is amazing.
Right.
It doesn't go to your Photos app, which was super annoying.
Right.
And flash drives, you can also plug in flash drives. For me, this is a must. I don't know, teachers today-a-days, if you're a teacher, you should change the way you think. Literally, they need flash drives everywhere.
Right.
Widgets on the home screen as well.
Yep.
Useful.
It's
kind of.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally use, Things 3, the app.
Yeah.
And I don't really need to open the app to access it. So for me, Things 3 on the home screen is cool. You can have your weather, your music, whatever you want. So that's personally.
Music is huge.
You love music.
Yes. Let's go.
And then editing gestures with your keyboard with the copy and paste.
Right.
Have you played around with it?
I have. I'm definitely not proficient in it
Thank
yet.
you. Victor is over there, my friend. He likes it. I haven't gotten used to it. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I have the small iPad. Maybe with the big one, maybe it'd be better.
Yeah, I think if you give anything a chance, you're gonna get used to it, but I can see it being very helpful.
Yeah, it's like video editing. You're just gonna push it
Comes
through, right?
second nature.
Yeah, and then Sidecar. Have you tried out Sidecar?
I've done it a little bit. I've honestly tried to keep certain features. There's a part of me that tries to wait until the official release.
I personally haven't tried.
Which is today, so. I love the idea of that for a MacBook and a second screen. I feel like we've always toyed around with the idea of trying to find some little HDMI monitor, and now you can have your iPad with you, which makes more sense.
You can literally, if you're using Photoshop or Illustrator, whatever you use, you can literally draw.
Right.
I studied graphic design. As you guys know, he doesn't know, I gotta tell him. And in my school, there's so many people with Wacom tablets, and it's like, you're gonna be able to do this now without buying a separate device.
Yes.
So that's pretty amazing.
Yes, awesome stuff.
And now you can also export a whole website to a PDF, which is amazing. Before, it was cool, you could screenshot and then you could mark up with your Apple Pencil. But now, if you wanna study wherever you want, you can literally just export it to a PDF, and the magic of that is just annotating and marking up stuff with whatever you want. So
That would be
I'm personally
huge.
a huge fan
for students, and
Yeah.
I know you're
businessman.
Yeah.
Another great feature on iPadOS is that you can now have the same app open on a bunch of different windows, which is like a really Mac-like feature, which I love.
Right.
And it just really, like, I feel like iPadOS has so many features that we all wanted.
Right.
And, you know, dark mode as well. Like, it's literally Apple hand delivering everything to us, which is
Right.
incredible. So, one last question. Can the iPad Pro replace the laptop? Well,
I think
you go ahead.
I think it can, but I think people have to look at it as not. I guess that's the problem, right? Like, and Apple themselves, I think, screwed themselves up with that by saying it's a replacement. I think it's a great alternative. You can definitely, you know, use it instead of a laptop. I don't think it will completely wipe out a laptop, because there's something about, for me anyways, having like that tactile keyboard and everything built in that's not quite there on the iPad. But for a lot of people, like I said earlier, I've seen people completely replace their computer setups, Travis, and who are just going full force. And to me, the most exciting thing about the iPad is just the future of computers, because there's no fan in there. And you've edited, and I'm sure you've seen computers kick up and work.
To be honest, for me, it's like it can replace a person's laptop, but maybe another person it can't. Like, it really all depends on what you do, on what you study.
Right.
Like, for people who ask me, does the iPad Pro replace the laptop? For students, depends on what you study. If you're going for film, for example, you're gonna need a laptop. Like, the programs that your teachers are gonna ask you are not gonna be on the iPad. Graphic design. I can graphic design on this thing, but for students, for example, your teachers are gonna make you use programs that are just not. In the future, teachers, it's all down to teachers, right?
Well, I was gonna say, like, with that said, I think there's a mind change that should happen, because not just the iPad Pro, but there's I think it's the 6th generation iPad. I've talked about it recently, but it's like $250 on Amazon. That with iPadOS changes the game. Like, you get into this world
the
where
iPad Pro is kind of overrated. If we think about it, like, it's definitely not underrated. I love this thing.
Yes.
It's the best thing. But this thing, for like, I've seen so many people buying the iPad Pro and not using the full potential that it has. And for most people, the $200, $300 iPad will do as fine as the iPad Pro.
Like, you get into that world with iPadOS. I think when you get into that, like, 6th gen iPad, even the Air, the newest one for $500, it's hard to find a better computer for that price. So I'm stoked to see where it's going.
Are you an iPad fan?
Yes.
That's amazing. I am too. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. I'm really, really sad that this is ending. I mean, my first big collab. This guy's amazing, honestly.
Appreciate it.
And by the way, I wanted to thank Jonathan, honestly. Like, you don't really look at subscriber counts. You just, you think that we're all the same. And I think so too. No matter what subscribe count, you literally treat everybody the same, so.
I appreciate that. Like
I'm really thankful for you, man.
Yeah,
So,
he's a better speaker than I am.
No, I'm not.
We talked. Talking is hard. English is hard. And he does a great job. So you guys drop a like for him, subscribe, enjoy iPadOS.
Yes, and I mean, I don't know, you probably all subscribe to him, right? Everybody subscribed to you. Everybody in the tech industry that loves iPad, anything Apple related. If not, links will be down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Ready? Peace. 3, 2, 1.